You know what time it is. Boom shakalaka! All right, welcome everybody. Come on, everybody, let's get happy. We are here just like we said we'd be on Miss Rocki and Chaveevah Live, Chaveevah.
Right, there's always something good going on the north end and everywhere else.
Yes, it is. And you know where we are right now and today is at the Waterloo Center for the Arts with Mr. Shankle, the very fine director.
Yes.
Welcome.
Welcome. Yes, thank you so much.
And we have our guest co-host, Mayor Quentin Hart.
Of course. It's the third Friday.
Glad to be back. Now people knew I was suspended.
Oh. You were not suspended. Okay. So, yeah, we are so glad to have you back. And you know, there's always something good happening on the north end, where I grew up, and everywhere else. But what's happening good right now? Start out with the north end.
Yeah, we definitely have something good going on right now. Tavis Hall of Experience Waterloo, okay, he received the Leo Taylor Reading Award for tourism. So that he's pumping up our community and the entire state of Iowa.
He is doing an incredible job. We communicate every other day and just doing an incredible job for this community. So shout out to Tavis.
Yes, and what else, Chaveevah?
Oh, okay.
There's a movie theater
That's
starting.
right, I got the glasses on.
Mayor knows.
We want to give a shout out to Mr. Terrell Hoskins for putting together the drive-in movie theater at the California's grounds. And movies will begin airing from Thursday to Sunday. So that's like incredible because so many people have been asking about drive-in movies. So it's exciting to see this taking place.
Yeah, that's something to look forward to because that's a bit of nostalgia. You know, not everybody still has drive-in movies. So.
That's right, and we're real excited about that. And guess what's happening else? We got Mr. Todd Green here, and you're going to see him in just a moment because we're going to be talking about some great things, his wonderful experiences, and all of that. But we'll get to that in just a minute. What else we got, Chaveevah? Love letters. Is that tonight?
I don't know if it's tonight. I think it's this weekend, maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's at the Waterloo Community Playhouse, and our own India and Corey Johnson are performing. So that's gonna be great.
It will be great. Mayor, have you heard about that?
I did not.
Kent, what about you? This is right in your neighborhood.
I know Ken knows about it.
I know it's happening this weekend. Always great productions coming out of the Waterloo Community Playhouse. They've been offline for a while due to COVID, and this is their first production since closing down in August. So it's exciting to be able to kind of start to open slowly. They are presenting it in a social distance fashion. So
Just as we are right now, those folks that are tuned in, it's just great to be back live and not on Zoom. Nothing wrong with Zoom, I love Zoom.
responsibly live.
There you go.
Yes, and let's put up again socially distanced so another fake picture will come up.
Okay, there you go.
Right, socially distanced here at the Waterloo Center for the Arts. And yeah, for those of you watching our North End Update page, please know that our Rocki and Chaveevah page is not cooperating. So hopefully you can hear us. We're using the tablet today. So yeah, we want to keep going and talk about condolences, Chaveevah. We always talk about the good things going on, but we've had a tremendous loss in our community. Can we talk to that?
Yes, absolutely. We lost a bright light in our community very recently. Taja Terrell Wright, she was part of the Waterloo Human Rights Commission, and she just really did a lot of great things in the community, helping people with securing housing, just so many different things. And it's a loss that was felt throughout the community, and we just want to send out condolences to her family, the Wrights, the Thoreaus, and everyone who knew and loved her.
And you know, the interesting part about it is to know her was to love her smile, to love her as a person. So there's so many people that have been impacted by coming in contact with Tasha as well. So I know my sons, they've been together since kindergarten. So we did the traveling, basketball, footballs, everything. Before Atlanta Housewives, before all of that stuff, it was the traveling parents. And she was a part of the crew. So we just so honored. She worked at our Waterloo Housing Authority for many years as well. Did a tremendous job helping people secure housing. So incredible talent and prayers to the family.
Exactly.
She taught home buyers classes here at the Center for the Arts, and many people afterwards would come up and say, you know, how much she helped them and made it possible for them to become homeowners. And so she was really changing people's lives and giving to the community.
Yes, indeed. All right, and we definitely want to switch gears here and talk about another thing that we like to do, and that's Margot's Waterloo Proud History Moment. Chaveevah, we had a great time at the Gallagher Blue Dorn last week.
Right, and the area of getting that note out was for a very talented musician, and we're going to throw out this question for Margot's Waterloo Proud History Moment to see if you know who it is. It should be Shooting Fisherman Barrel, right? What multi-talented Iowa blues musician performed in Washington, D.C. at the Smithsonian Institute's Folklife Festival in 1996?
Who do you think it could be? And just in case, I'm going to get a little closer to our people here because I'm afraid that the audio may not be good. But yeah, who is that? Who could it be, Chaveevah? Well, whoever answers on our show gets a copy of Ropes in the Kitchen to keep going. And we want to make sure that you get that answer right. What do you got going on there next, Chaveevah?
Okay, what's next is,
the Soul Town. Exactly.
And if you have not received your subscription, or if you need one, don't forget that Soul Town isn't just community-wide, it's not just nationwide, it's worldwide.
Worldwide.
To get your copy, you can go to Earth's Beauty Supply, 704 Franklin, or you can go to the soultownmagazine.com, or you can contact Shirley directly at 319-505-4020.
All right. Okay, everybody. Thank you for doing that. And the Soul Town, we always try to get our give it air from that, Chaveevah. And this week with the mayor, we're talking about mental health. And with you, Kent, because, you know, I was talking to our friend Lori Dale, and, you know, you guys are working on some great projects through the city. But some of those things, talk about the project that you're working on while I readjust the camera again.
Working on a lot of things, a lot of public art projects, and public art is a great way to kind of promote dialogue and work through things. And as we know, our country and our world, particularly in our country right now, we're working through some really difficult things. And so trying to use art to move things forward and help people through it. And you know, the news in the last few days and weeks has been pretty rough. So we're trying to channel that energy. And Lori and a number of other community artists are banding together to try to use art to make change with a project called Still Morning.
Yes.
We've talked about that a little bit on this program. And so that's moving forward. And like I say, hopefully that can be a vehicle to bring people together and to really question and look at how we need to treat each other and what we need to do to really get to a place of social justice and equality.
Right. Well, you know what about that? Lori and whoever is dealing with that is gonna have, it's a hard thing. You know, just in passing, you think, okay, I'm gonna go help out with this art project. Lori was expressing to me that it's gut wrenching. You know, you have to read, you're putting these people's lives and their names on the boards, and it's really heart wrenching. So we just want to express to people that, you know, I was telling her, I think all the therapists are booked up because everybody's hurting, you know, right now. So what do you do to vent, or, you know, Mayor, do you want to share how people can express their, you know, we want to let everybody know that we care, but then again, it can be overwhelming. Do you have any advice for?
Well, you know, you just think about it as Kim mentioned, it's been an overwhelming year for a lot of us, and things are changing, and as we move through this COVID, life won't be the same for a lot of us just because of the loss. So, you know, from prayer to counseling to finding different ways to express yourself in positive activities can help ease a little bit. But I think that the biggest thing out of all of this is do not be afraid to try to get some help. Oftentimes we carry these burdens within ourselves, by ourselves, and we don't want to look vulnerable in front of other people because we're supposed to be tough. In actuality, those that are the toughest realize that they're not in this by themselves, and that they're supported. So find you a good support network and get help if you need it.
That's right. So that's our Give It Air today, Chaveevah.
Absolutely, and just a reminder to all of us to be mindful to safeguard your mental health, because 2020 and 2020 was rough. 2021 is kind of coming in hot too. So.
Yes,
and know that people care. I mean, I said early this week, it was a little bit of a tough time. We had some vandalism to this incredible mural.
Oh, that's hard.
That, you know, that kids, wonderful, talented kids in our community did to recognize and share the story of the civil rights struggle here in our community. It's this great a community treasure that was vandalized. And I was feeling bad about that, but this week, people in the community stepped forward, not without even being asked, and said, "We love this. We value this. This is our community. This is us, and we want to fix it." So today they all came out and they repainted it, and I mean, it turned into a really beautiful thing. So there are people that are in our corner, that are out there, and that are with us. And remember that.
Like Mr. Rogers said, look for the helpers. Always look for the helpers because they're around, right? Okay, some of our viewers are watching. Amy says it's hard to hear, so everybody speak up, but we're going to introduce our wonderful guest here right now, I believe, because I don't think you'll have any trouble hearing after we introduce him. He's got some lively things to share with us. So, Chaveevah, without further ado,
we want to introduce Mr. Todd Green, who is an artist in residence here at the Waterloo Center for the Arts. He did a performance last night with a number of different instruments, and just coming in today and meeting him and seeing the collection that he's got to share with us right now, I think we're in for a great time. So thank you, Todd, for being our guest today.
Yes, welcome, Todd. Let's give him a hand up. Thank you. And yes, go ahead. We want to know what you're doing here and what brings you to Waterloo.
Well, I'm on a tour now, and basically doing an upper Midwest, and so it's been Kansas, Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. And as you mentioned, I did a concert last night, which had a lot of different instruments. I just wrote a little sampling today so I could kind of show you some of them. And you want me just to get right into it, or do you want to?
Just so people know, Todd this week has been busy. He's done concerts for all different ages of student groups. and with educational concerts that were recorded and will be played in the classrooms. And then last night's performance was recorded and it will be played in the days and weeks to come on the MediaCom's City of Waterloo cable channel. And some of the great, he's going to give us a sample of some of the great things that he shared with our community this week and that you can check out coming up.
All right. Yeah. And so essentially what I do is play instruments from all over the world. I started on guitar. I grew up back east and started on guitar. And essentially spread out from guitar into other strings and into flutes and percussion. And essentially what I'm playing, and then from there it's gone from strings that are plucked to strings that are bowed. I've added those in, and then from flutes to brass. So I've added those in also. But what I brought here was just some sampling of a few of these instruments. These are all from different parts of the world. This is called a charango. It's from South America, namely the Andean region. And it's a little tiny instrument that it was influenced by the Spanish bringing the Spanish guitar to South America many hundreds of years ago. But this is played very high up. It's got double chord strings. And it's played where you can strum very fast. Or pluck up the guitar. And just to quickly let you see, I'm not sure how well it's showing up on the camera, but this shape of this body is very unusual. It's actually originally, when they first started making these a long time ago, it's an armadillo shell. It was an armadillo shell. Now the nice ones are made out of wood now, but they still keep the same shape, the armadillo shape. Just staying with the strings, that's the pluck strings. This one's a very unusual instrument. This is from the country of Iran. This is called a guy check. This has a very interesting story, which I'll briefly tell you. This is not what the wood that this is normally made of. This is called Clara walnut. Clara walnut only grows in Northern California and Southern Oregon. And since we don't do direct business with Iran, I have a contact in Amsterdam who bought this wood from a dealer in Northern California, sent it to Tehran, had this instrument built, sent back to him, and then I got it from him in Amsterdam. And this instrument, as you can see, is very unusual, and it also has a skin top, which is unusual. Most Western instruments don't have skin as a soundboard. And it's played vertically. People are used to seeing the violin and the viola played this way, whereas pretty much all traditional instruments are played vertically. These are called a Fickle Flute, which is essentially like a recorder. I can give it to anybody here, and you just blow into it and you get a sound. But these are very difficult to learn to play the correct way. What they learn to do is called circular breathing. And what you do is you're breathing in your nose and out your mouth at the same time. So you can all try that now. See how well that works.
I can try.
In your nose and out your mouth at the same time.
Yeah, so here I'll just do the drum first.
He doesn't have to stop. He can continuously do this.
Now I know you want to hear more than that. So what I do then is you add that's the drum, and then you add the melody on the other side. These are called algoza. They're from Pakistan and Western India. There's a sound together. Even 10 minutes, and you never hear that drone stop. It just continually goes and goes and goes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and now this one here, also quite unusual. This is a Bearamau. This originated in Africa, but it's mainly associated with different styles of music in northern Brazil. And this is a bow, obviously, at one time. They dried a board out, put it on there. To play it, you also need a stick, a shaker called a kashishi, and a smooth rock, flat rock.
What?
What?
We need all that to play
And you have to master it all at the same time.
Right,
And
yeah.
the rock could also be a coin, that big coin that you use sometimes. And so when this is played, first you're getting the rhythm going on the wire. This could be different notes. If I move the board up and down, it'll change the note. You've got to put the knee in here. And you get the different rhythms. And then you put the gourd on and off your body, you get a kind of a wah sound. Shaker going. And then you touch the rock on the string.
All right. Hey, I like that. Ooh, I know, right? Love it.
That's the Bearamau. And it's got a note, but it's a rhythm. It's a rhythm instrument, basically. And then essentially, a few of the other percussion instruments, you can actually have instruments that are combining different instruments. This is not a traditional drum, but it's combining a bunch of different ones. So you got different sounds on kind of a bongo sound, conga sound.
Wow. Yeah, you playing my kind of music now.
And then you got the voodoo sound
Oh, shucks.
and the kahan.
You call that?
They play a lot in flamenco music and a lot of Middle Eastern music. It's got a kind of snare sound.
Ooh, it does.
So this is basically just kind of combining all those different drum sounds.
Wow. Very nice.
Now, one of the most popular shaped drums in the world is the flat drum. In other words, we have what we call a tambourine, but this is a Middle Eastern tambourine called a rig. Not played singing and banging on your leg with it. You hold it up here, called it cabaret or open position, or the soft position. This is usually a line of Arabic.
Woo! So, yes, very nice. Somebody suggested, our viewers are watching, and someone suggested that Chaveevah should be dancing. She was an African
That's what I
dancer.
hear.
So, Chaveevah.
Wait a minute.
She was like, wait, that's me.
You want to bust a few moves for us, Chaveevah. Those drum beats.
Oh, no, man.
Please do, he
I
says.
will dance with me.
Okay, look. It's a dance show. It will be a birthday singing show in just a minute. Go ahead, you have more, I think.
A little bit more, yeah. But as I started to say, the flat drum, the frame drum is very popular. It's been used for the longest time as far as the shape of the drum, and every culture around the world has it. And they're very simple. I have a little set of 3 of them here. They're essentially, you can hold that up in your hands or on your leg. Or down here, and this I like to hear because then you can bend the notes by pushing on the drum. The notes are created by the size of your mouth, how wide or closed you have your mouth. So you're playing it.
Todd.com. You can go there. You can see everything you saw here, plus everything I play now. On the concert last night, I played over 30 instruments, but I play over 50 instruments total. And I have a lot of YouTube videos. There's links that you can go directly to YouTube, or you can just do the link on my website. And in fact, a lot of them I've shot right in my studio, so you can see all the instruments in the studio as I'm playing.
Wow. Did you talk about what got you interested in all of these instruments? And I mean, which one did you start with?
Yeah, briefly. I mean, I started,
like a lot of people my age, when I saw the Beatles.
Okay.
You know, and I wanted to play drums, but my mother didn't want an 8-year-old walking on a snare drum, so she said no drums. So I said, okay, I'll play guitar. Anything they were playing, I said, oh, that's good enough. You know, and I had to come back to percussion, hand percussion, not drums.
But for people here that want to see this concert, watch the Waterloo Center for the Arts Facebook page and our website, and we'll tell you where to tune in. And also watch your City of Waterloo cable television channel, because they will be putting that into rotation in the coming days and weeks.
Awesome, awesome.
Okay, I think it's just about that time for us to wish some folks happy birthday, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, every week we have the best people, and we want to wish them the best happy birthday, whether it just passed or if it's coming up. We love you.
That's right. Okay.
Happy birthday to Goody Goodson, Knowledge Calhoun, that is my grandson. Happy birthday, love you. Joseph Shepherd, Albert Arnez Meeks, Mary Donahue, Carolyn Stevenson. Happy birthday.
All right, and also Billy Daly, Twinette Kane Scott, Patricia Gary, Denia Berry, Gabrielle, and Michelle Nelson, from my pronunciation, Shirley, and Pina Agusi.
Yes.
And we have some special accompaniment. So for our birthday singing today. So Chaveevah, how we like to start it out is because we like to sing too, you know. So I'm sure you would agree.
It couldn't fit more perfectly
Then to have a birthday party
on the day you came to be.
Happy birthday to you. Where's it from?
Happy birthday
You don't
to
get
you.
drums?
Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. All right.
Okay. And what about our sponsors, Chaveevah? You know, we got some great people backing us.
Yes, we absolutely do.
Sharina Salas at CUNA Mutual.
Yes.
Matt Gilbert, Mr. Greatness Iowa Core. I've never called another Mr. Greatness, but Mr. Greatness Iowa Core.
That's right. And of course, the Ferguson team.
Absolutely.
The Ferguson real estate team. And you know, we just formed a board. We got one more good news thing to tell everybody. We just formed our board, Chaveevah.
Yes, we did. We have been at this for 4 years. Ups, downs, highs, lows, flawless shows, and shows where the bottom drops out sometimes. But y'all love us just the same, right?
I know, everybody's still there for us.
Yes.
And we just applied for our 501c3 and we formed a board, so be looking for a big celebration soon and a lot more from us. We ain't going nowhere.
That's right.
All right. And I'm one of those people that says, hey. But until next time, keep doing more of what makes you awesome, like Todd Green.
That's right. Because it makes us all look good.
And our mayor. All right.
Thanks for joining us.